Good evening. My broadcast last week was postponed due to the fact that while dancing at my nephew's bar mitzvah, granddaughter uh, asked that I put her on my shoulders and join in the dancing, although I had already had my fill. But to please her, I was happy to do it. So we did a pretty common dance where four people, where four rows of people marched toward the center, alternating with each other. This, and then the next group go like this, and back and forth and back, like this. Pretty hair-raising dance because in the chaotic nature of bar mitzvahs, you've always got kids capering around behind you. One such kid got right in back of me, and I tripped over him and fell head over heels with my granddaughter on my shoulders. Since I would either have to land on her head and probably kill her or at least cause her brain damage, I weigh a lot, she does not. Or I would have to turn the direction I fall around and on my tussock to land on my ass, put it bluntly, which has already been through enough punishment as it is, and a little bit more. So I was in a state of great pain Thursday night because of this and was unable to broadcast. Now let's get to the news. In the news, and I'll tie it all in a moment, you'll see. A Jewish girl who was mentally retarded, age 20, was gang raped on video by 3 Arabs. They're all in custody. This is, of course, a heinous crime, goes without saying. Dismaying is the politicians, both left and right, and what they did with this. Bibi was the first to speak up, talking about how astonishing it is that all the leftists and the media up in arms about this horrible, heinous crime committed against a Jewish girl for the sake of Palestinian nationalism, and of course, he's 100% right. But then the leftist, but that's aside from the point. Then the leftist piped in, Michaeli calling it a attack on all Arabs and racism. He has been fighting off rape her whole life, and never did Bibi say one word about any of them until this incident, because he's a racist against Arabs, is what's implicit. Just speaking parenthetically, I don't think that Michaeli was her whole life. She's not that attractive. And also, I don't think that she has been fighting off rapes of other women. She's just been making statements like Bibi's for the media, and apparently thinks that this is a big deal. And then Yefimowicz, perhaps I've got them confused. I think it was Yefimowicz who said the first statement, but Michaeli called it a personal attack on her because she's been fighting off rape all her life, and it seems that Bibi is in favor of rape, except when it comes to situations like this, because he's trying to say that she is a hypocrite. This is the state of political discourse these days in the Knesset in the ministries, on the media. But you see, they've got a younger generation on their shoulder. Even if they're 20 years old, with the mind of a child. And they think it's all about them. To save their own self, they're willing to land on her head, to be completely unconcerned. Poor victim of this, what it did to her. If they got her with child, they could care less about that. They have a political statement they want to make. They have political enemies they want to snipe against. They have no concern for anything except saving their own ass. And this is what I can't stand. Which is why, while Bibi has done some good things and some horrible things, and perhaps you can say the same about Mikhaeli and Yachimovich, they all need term limits. Attempted half-heartedly by the Congress of the United States in 1990, after the Gingrich Revolution in 1994. Newt Gingrich himself didn't stand by it and backed off. But it's about time for over here. We have no Winston Churchills. We have no Menachem Begins in the Knesset. There are no preeminent people. They are just ordinary politicians. The longer they stay in power, the more selfish and stupid they become. And let's just plain limit their time in the Knesset. They anyway get a pension for life. Now, there's also an interesting editorial today in Oretz Sheva recently that Iran, like most countries, is made up of many nationalities. You have the Baluchis, you have the Azuris, and you have the Persians, and you also have the Arabs. The Iranian government is busily trying to deny they exist because the area, which is almost entirely Arab, is the area where they have all their oil. And sorry, adjusting the chair. And therefore, they have called the area Azuri to just make it clear that it's not an Arab area, even though it is. They've outlawed the official use of the Arab language, which is the language that the Quran is written in, and the what you call it, all the books of Sharia, and it's on the tip of my tongue. Never mind. Anyway, they're all written in Arabic. The people of that area speak Arabic, but their leaders, Arabs, refuse to acknowledge the ethnic and linguistic Arabness of their subjects. I can't call them citizens the way they're treated, and are busy polluting the place and damming up the water and depriving them of any semblance of decent treatment. So I've spoken before about my pet idea, the Eastern Minorities Association, and it applies also to Islamic minorities such as the Kurds, such as the Baluchis, such as the Alawites, and the Ibrahimists, and the various Sufi sects, also to the Arabs in Iran. The entire world is busy pressuring Israel to midwife a Palestinian state, which shows every symptom in the Palestinian Authority and in Gaza of being completely dysfunctional and prone to disintegrate and degenerate into just another terrorist lobbing missiles at us and living on foreign aid. And I simply call their bluff. Give self-determination to the Iranian Arabs in the oil belt, if you're so sincere about having two states for two people. For that matter, why should there be two states for two people? Has America partitioned itself into Bohemia and Whitelandia? No. Partitioned into the Polish Poland, Estonian Poland? No. Do the Basques have a homeland? No. The only ones that want to have a homeland are the Palestinians, who really are just Arabs whose good fortune it is to live in the land of Israel. And I say no to all of that. But for the Baluchis, ethnic Arabs of Iran, yeah, give them self-determination. As for the Palestinians, so-called, I'm not unmindful of their desires. And there's a very simple way of putting it to the test. Annex Judah and Samaria, with the exception of those areas already designated, which if the Palestinian Authority wishes to make it declare itself a country, they are free to do so, but that's it. The end of negotiations. Area C gets annexed. Area B remains politically part of Area A. And as a consequence of being annexed, the Palestinians, so-called within Judah and Samaria, will get the vote. And if they wish to elect members of the Knesset who will vote for a partition into Palestine and Israel, well, a vote. And if they want to stay, vote. But the time of negotiating with the Palestinian Authority is over. They've already indicated they have no intention of ever recognizing Israel as a Jewish state or ceasing hostilities against us. There is nothing to negotiate about. All the negotiation is a lemming-like continuation of a failed policy. As I say, the two lands for two people approach can be tried by the great proponents of it. Let all those countries in favor of two lands for two people give it a go. Let Iran try it. Let Iraq try it. Let France and Spain try it. Let Poland try it if they want it. Let the United States try it. And then let them get back to us and tell us how it works. As for Israel, we're in the awkward position of being a tiny country that could disappear overnight, and a lot of people in the world would celebrate, and to give them no cause for celebration. As for Bibi, Michaeli, and Yefimovich, I can't tell them to get a grip. They've already lost it. So let's have term limits, shall we? Now, my son Natan with the weather.
All right, so here. All right, so here's the news. Jerusalem, tomorrow, 23 centimeters for Fahrenheit. And now for tomorrow's 23 centimeters and 74 Fahrenheit also. And now for Haifa. Tomorrow's 22 centimeters and 72 Fahrenheit. Not that much of a difference. Well, next week, Thursday or next week. Next broadcast will be just for 11 o'clock p.m. Jerusalem time. Well, good night and see you next week.